Now you might say, okay, this code, I can improve it. I don't need to know object-oriented programming. I can actually improve it. So instead of basically repeating the same function and everything, I'm just going to create a list of customers, and I'm just going to use indexing for referring to each customer. So for example, the element at the index of 0 of this list is going to be all the information about Alice. Same thing about this list that is holding all the addresses. So the element at the index of 0 belongs to Alice. Same thing here, like the list of all purchases, like the element at the index of 0 belongs to Alice. So same thing for the Bob, like element at the index of 1 inside this list and this list and this list, they are all connected to one person, which is Bob. So this way, I can add as many customers as I want at the end of each list. So that should fix a lot of problem. That should fix um, two big problems that now I just need one set of functions. I don't need to repeat the functions for every customer. I also don't need to repeat the same variables for each new customers. I just add new information about the new customer at the end of each list. And look at that. So for the first customer, I know the index is 0, so I'm just going to we're gonna buy apple and bread for that. For the second customer, which I know is going to be at the index of 1, we're gonna add milk. And when I want to get the report for Alice, I use index 0. When I want to report for Bob, I use index of 1. And you looking at these functions, now we need to pass also the index of that customer. So by knowing the index, we can actually go through the lists and grab the information about each customer. This looks much better than the other code. Basically, now we're setting um, same functions for all customers. We have less code. Um, we can have access in relation to each customer by knowing the index. Now we have a simple implementation using a list. And for small programs and limited data sets, this solution should be fine. But still, there are big issues with this design. So, for example, if I want to grab information about, let's assume like I have 1,000 customers, and Maysam is a customer sitting somewhere inside the middle, like inside the list of names, somewhere in the middle of the list. First, I need to find that, and once I find that, like what is the index of Maysam, unfortunately, all the information about Maysam is not there. I need to go through 1,000 elements to find the index of the customer called Maysam. And then now I need to go through other lists to grab information related to Maysam as well. So this will cause an issue when I have a lot of lists, a lot of details about one customer, and I have so many elements and customers inside each one of these lists. Um, so here are the cons. We need to look into multiple lists now, not just one. Um, Lists can get out of sync if we don't update each one of them carefully. We might end up removing like the 10th element of this list, and then we forgot to remove the 10th element from this list because they are connected. So every time we remove something from one, we have to update all the list. So adding, inserting, and deleting now is going to be very hard. It has to be done on all lists. Um, Again, when we have big data, managing all these small things in all lists, it's gonna get harder. And again, once we find the index of one of these customers, not all data related to that customers are encapsulated in one area. We still need to go through the other lists to grab all the details about one single customer. And we still have the problem of debugging and finding errors when we have the code like this, because now we have a lot of lists that we need to go to make sure they're updated and have all the informations. Let me just run this so you can see we're going to get the same results. There we go. Still works the same as the procedural one, but now this one is organized better, but still there are major issues with this code. So this is where actually object-oriented programming can actually solve many of these issues with introducing better design and organizing things in a way that we can actually maintain better, fix things easier, and it matches and work much better with other projects. The issues that we've seen so far, we're not going to have them if we just um, do things based on object-oriented programming rules.